fresh sneaks, all crisp. Black and gold dreams, given the crisp. Library packed, study hard, academic flair. Part-time jobs, grind, don't stop, busy affairs. Hands on beat, mixing horns with trap. Munch a horn, it's dance. Snapback caps, pep rallies, ready. Spirits never lack. Floss and pride with style in the swag sack. In the quad, we ain't never gonna stop. In the quad, we always on top. In the quad, feel the music drop. In the quad, roots run deep.
Never stop. What's going on, HBCU family? It is Monday, December 30th, and you are locked into a brand new episode of In the Quad with Nick Eden. I am your gracious host, Nick Eden, and today is a day of clarity. Today is a day of transparency. Today is a day of, what would you call it? Forethought. Let's go with that. Let's go with forethought. And I think, hey, what's going on, Miss Faye? What's going on, Miss Faye? Thank you for tuning in. So I know that y'all saw, those of you who are watching that, came here from Twitter, you saw the post last night that I put up. Some people took exception to it. Some people did not. Some people said some things that really made me think. Some of them, I really don't give a damn what your opinion of it is. But y'all should know me by now. I've really never given a damn what anybody's opinion of me is. But it did make me think, and it made me think about how I was going to approach the show today. All right, and I want to approach the show with a little bit of transparency and a little bit of forethought, because I think it's important that, as I've come to find out over the last, I'd say, month or so, that a lot of the things that I talk about, some of the things that I go through, there are other people within this space who go through the same thing. And so I thought it was important to start today's show off with addressing a couple of those things. One, y'all know I've been absent for about a week or so from Twitter. There's a reason, well, actually from all social media, from Twitter, from Instagram, Facebook. I've been kind of fan base. I've been absent from all of it for a couple of reasons. One, if y'all watched the show the week before last, y'all know my youngest baby girl was with me. And when, hey, it's a mandate. She and her sister are the bosses of the house. So when they're here, daddy is present. I'm a father first. I've told y'all that before. But in addition to that, I got a bit of an update on a condition that I have. And that condition is called uveitis. It is, from my understanding, a rare condition. So, of course, I end up with it, right? But it has caused a film over my right eye, almost like a cataract. And there's treatment for it. Unfortunately, it's not something that is curable. It can't be cured. And I did find out that I have lost about 25% vision in my right eye. It's not to say that that vision can't come back, but this is something that I'm going to be dealing with for the rest of my life. What I did not realize was that, okay, and listen, I did not realize, and this is exactly why I wanted to talk about this. Shout out to Shanetta. It's not something that I realized that was, I never heard of it before, right? And it can cause permanent blindness. And I'm like, damn, in my right eye? Because I'm like, yo, my right eye, that's my shooting eye. Like, so it's crazy that, it happened the way that it did. I first found out about it in March of this year. When I woke up and I couldn't see out of my right eye at all. But I've been going through the treatment over the last couple of months. And hey, it is what it is. The biggest thing for me right now is to make sure that this eye doesn't end up going lazy, because I cannot be out here looking like Forrest Whitaker. We cannot have that happen. It was definitely my shooting eye. But and I appreciate the support and the prayers and everything. But you know what? It is everybody. everybody has their thing going. And again, I had no idea how many people this actually affected. So of course, I've been on this deep dive on TikTok, finding out all the different people who have been, dealing with uveitis and how life has been for them. So yeah, that was it. And I'll be honest with you, it scared the hell out of me because my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, was blind, and his mother was blind, and it definitely skipped my mom, but I'm hoping and I'm praying that that's not the case. I'm just gonna keep doing what I can do to make sure that I can treat it. Go keep going seeing the doctors and everything. But it's a bit of a mind, because when I've always had like this great vision, right? And so to now be in a situation where not so much, and I got to wear glasses more, but anyway, so that was one part of life, and then the other thing over the last month, and this is the part that really took me out because it's less about me. I did find out that I found out my father has prostate cancer. And it's the first time I'm talking about it publicly. But luckily, it's early. And if anybody knows me, they know that it's difficult for me to talk about things that I'm going through in my personal life. And I have a tendency to kind of disappear, to be honest. And I try to just like keep going through. But it's a hard thing to deal with. But here's the thing. I know that God is a healer. You're right. I know it. And he's gonna be fine. My dad's crazy. My dad is probably one of the crazy. He actually spent more time talking about the prostate exam than the prostate cancer. So he's in great spirits about it. And I appreciate the prayers. So yeah, that's been the last month. And I wanted to rock with y'all as much as I could, make sure I kept doing content. But I needed the time. So anyway, like I said, so yeah, I mean that's what's going on. And now I'm crying on camera. But hey, it is what it is. I told y'all I like to be transparent with y'all. That being said, in the spirit of my post, I want to thank two people. I want to thank two people, and that's Jess and Ty. Because while I don't agree with everything they said in response to my post, I do agree with being transparent and calling things what they are. And if there's someone that is within the space that, whether it be in front of the camera or behind the scenes, not good for the space, then by not revealing who I'm talking about when I make such a public post, because of course y'all ninjas shared it all through y'all ninjas shared it all throughout the Twitter sphere. So as it sits at 5,000 views, that by not just saying who, that I was protecting that person or persons. And so in the spirit of forethought and transparency, let me just say this. Going forward, as I've done with the calendar, like y'all know, goodness gracious, I hope I am. I hope this is one of the times I'm actually blurry on y'all side because y'all can't see, man. Look here, eyes red, stuff look like I've been smoking. But in the spirit of transparency, in the spirit of forethought, going forward, if somebody has wronged me, if somebody is doing something behind the scenes in this HBCU media space, they've wronged me, they've wronged someone else. I'm calling you out about it, and I'm calling you by name. Now, everything that happened before this moment, I'm going to call it water under the bridge. But I will say this. If you don't tell lies on me, I won't tell the truth on you. Because, and you know who you are. And I could tell that you're very triggered by that post. So it's no need to talk about it any further than that. But just know going forward, because I've explained this before, my family is 5 generations deep in HBCUs. I've been SWAC longer than a lot of people on these platforms have been adults. I say that to say, when I see wrong, I'm going to call it out. I don't care who it is. I don't care if we had a friendship at one point. I don't care if we talk every day at one point. When you're wrong, you're wrong. I've done it with the calendar, and I'm doing it with this show going forward. And people can call it messy. People can call it whatever they want to call it. But what I do know is the truth knows no race, the truth knows no gender, and the truth knows no alumni association or affiliation. And so none of those things are going to protect anybody that brings harm to this space, brings harm to the people in this space, because whether or not I'm personal friends with a lot of these folks, I am respectful of them as my colleagues. I'm respectful of them for doing what is difficult to do. What we do is not easy. And I just won't have it anymore. So I think that's what see. There you go. I know that's Jen. But so yeah, there we go. That's the house cleaning on it. I appreciate everybody for love and support as always. I appreciate everybody who reached out to me last night. The text, and I got all of them. I haven't been able to respond to everything yet. I will. It's been a busy morning. I will respond to everybody. For the folks who did reach out, thank you. I appreciate y'all because I needed that, and y'all came through for me when I needed. So even if I haven't responded to you yet, please believe I saw your messages, and I appreciate you. So thank you. But all right, y'all. We know what this is. I'm not even going to go to the first commercial break. We're just going to hop right into it. Y'all, this is the absolute last review of HBCU Twitter Weekly. Let me tell you why. Because I feel like I owe an explanation to that. The calendar, and here's the thing. The calendar is not 100% going away. Things about the calendar will come back in very special circumstances. And those special circumstances, I mean, y'all will know. Y'all will know. And I'm not even ruling out the possibility that I may do it monthly. I'm not ruling that out. But it is going away. As it stands now, as being a weekly entity, as being a weekly read, a weekly review on the show. It is going away. It's time. I think it definitely served its purpose. And I'm always grateful for everybody who has supported the calendar. But I'm still a team of me. I have a couple people who help out when it comes to the show and my other content. But for the most part, I'm still a team of me. And between this show, the calendar, being a father, in school, like it's a lot. And unfortunately, it's just one of those things that has to. That that's true. Y'all can't behave, but I will say this: when it comes to the calendar, y'all definitely make sure that the material is hot, and that's why this show is in the quad, and that's why we talk about all of the hottest trending topics. So, but yeah, y'all can't stop acting up on Twitter. But in the spirit of that, today, what we are doing is we are doing our HBCU Twitter Weekly 2024 recap. This is all of the greatest moments to come from the HBCU Twitter world over 2024. And when I was going through and I was picking out the top moments, the one thing I realized, some of this stuff I thought happened last year. I was like, no, that wasn't 2024. It was 2022. I was like, this was a long year. So let's go ahead and get a start to it. January, my goodness. Now, we were coming off of the Celebration Bowl. We were coming off of FAMU's victory over Howard, securing their national championship. And unfortunately, those young men didn't have but a couple of days to celebrate before all hell broke loose. Word had gotten out that Willie Simmons was looking to leave. Word they did the parade, the celebration at the school for the team, and nobody was there. And then we spent all of January arguing back and forth about who was going to be the next coach of FAMU. And after somebody getting the job, then not getting the job, a search committee, then not a search committee, after so many, I tell y'all, for some of y'all, this was the first time that y'all ever actually tuned into Board of Trustee meetings. And y'all need to be tuning into your own Board of Trustee meetings. After all of that, FAMU finally came out and named Uncle Fester, James Colsey as the new head coach of Florida A&M University. We were excited to finally be out of the group chat. And Coach Colsey changed our life forever and gave us, along with the rest of FAMU, gave us a bunch of material for the foreseeable future. Now, not to be outdone. Not to be outdone. Because it's not just the coach. So this is what I love about FAMU. FAMU is like, listen, whatever we're going to do it to the fullest. Now, you got to give them props for that. We're going to do it to the fullest. So if it's going to be some mess, it's going to be some all the way mess. Because for whatever reason, January and February was full of quite a few very vocal FAMU alums getting exposed, and some faceless FAMU accounts too, getting exposed for their Twitter likes. And I think it got to the point that even Elon was like, hey man, this got to stop. Because he made those Twitter likes private. He made those Twitter likes private, and I think he did it to save FAMU from being on the calendar because, my gosh, it was a whole bunch of y'all Negroes that like to get swallowed up. It was a whole bunch of y'all that like to get swallowed up, and we got to see it firsthand. Now, again, I thought that all this stuff happened last year. I really did. Because it happened so much that all I could think was, it couldn't have happened all at this time. But yeah, and I'm not going to put up the very prominent member of the FAMU family whose likes really got exposed to the point that she got off of Twitter. But I will say this. The rumor is that Twitter likes are going to be public again in 2025. So I'm telling y'all now, you might want to clean them joints up. Remember, bookmark, not like. Now, we got out of FAMU foolishness for the month of March and got into some of my home state foolishness. Now, in March, there was it was disclosed that there was a bill, Senate Bill 2726, that aimed to close 3 state universities. Now, the narrative, and let me say this, the narrative, and this was a bill brought up by State Senator John Polk. The narrative was that they were coming for Jackson State, Alcorn, Mississippi Valley State. That wasn't true. But it was a situation where, and as a person who grew up in Mississippi, I can tell you, it's not like they hadn't come for the schools before, but that wasn't the situation. It turns out that the schools that they perceived to be on the chopping block was, yes, Mississippi Valley State, Mississippi College, and Delta State University. But before that could happen, y'all hazed that state Senator Polk like Django beat the Brittle Brothers. That man was so, but I was at the legislative, look at me when I tell you, I was at the legislative session when the bill was killed. That poor white man was so shook. I've never seen a politician so happy to have his own bill killed. Never in my life have I seen that. To the point that he said, okay, now that this bill is dead, can y'all please let the people know that it's not happening? Y'all folks wrote that man letters, y'all left voicemails, y'all left emails, y'all people posted this man's address. You're like, when I tell it, thank you, Israel, boy, you are right. He definitely effed around and found out. Definitely effed around. I've never seen a politician. I have been working in politics since 2000. I've never seen a politician so happy to see his own bill killed. It was the craziest thing that I've ever seen in my life. And listen, all I'm gonna say is, Valley, you had folk riding for you. Don't let us down, no matter what your decision is. Y'all, we're going to take our quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be into April of the HBCU Twitter Weekly 2024 recap, when the calendar actually got colonized by somebody who was triggered by Jackson State. It's in the quad with Nick Eden.
Technology lets you monitor your pet when you're not at home. But to monitor threats to your hybrid workforce wherever they are, you need more than technology. You need CDW, who gets to know your business and can design and deploy custom solutions with pre-configured HP notebooks with HP Wolf Security. AI-enabled threat detection and remote management protect your endpoints 24/7, giving your defenses some real teeth.
Bummer.
HP makes always-on remote security possible. CDW makes it powerful.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
No charger?
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day. See you next week.
26 minutes after the hour, you're tuned into another episode of In the Quad with Nick Eden. Y'all, we are doing the final calendar review for HBCU Twitter Weekly. This is our 2024 recap. I will be dropping the full calendar on Twitter after the show, so make sure you stay tuned in for that. And I'm leaving it pinned for as long as possible until something else comes up. But y'all, this putting this together was fun because I actually got a chance to go back and see all of the things that went on in the HBCU, because realize majority of the stuff hit on Twitter, right? It hit on Twitter and it stayed on Twitter. Like Facebook is kind of like the Internet Explorer of the HBCU world, because they be getting stuff last minute. They're just now talking about playbooks being stolen. So, so in April, it was, I forgot the Twitter page. I want to say it was something like college football stadium, something like that. But they ran a poll and they wanted alums and supporters to chime in on who had the best stadium experience, whatever the case may be. I don't think that they were prepared for the Jackson State round. I think what they thought was going to happen is I think they thought that it was going to be, let's group all the HBCUs together, let them devour each other, and then whoever wins out of that, the first PWI is just going to take them out. I think that's what they thought. I really think they would. I don't think that they counted on, and I've said this time and time again, probably the largest online presence, which also I'll post the HBCU Legends Award, the brand of the year. Jackson State won brand of the year with the HBCU Legends Award. I don't think that people understood just how big the presence of Jackson State was on Twitter. And I don't think that I really think people do not understand HBCU culture to know that, hey, we might be going at each other, but when it's one of us that's propped up here, hey, the rest of us, we coming in, we right behind them. So when they realized that they had Jackson State grad supporters, alums, fans voting in mass for Jackson State, I think it was going against Montana. They also didn't realize that the rest of HBCU Twitter came by and was like, no, it's the vet. That's who we voting for, the vet. This prompted Gentrification Jeff to go on a rampage and talk about how, and for the record, the background of this, where you see all the racists and all, that ain't me. That's what he put together. And for a week, Gentrification Jeff terrorized, in his MAGA way, terrorized HBCU Twitter. I mean, he popped up on everybody's stuff. He blocked you, then he pop up on something else. It was crazy. Literally every day of that week was about Gentrification Jeff. Every day was about his sausage-headed ass. And exactly. It was crazy. We all became a part of Gentrification Jeff's. Okay, thank you, Jay. It was college football campus tour. Thank you. We all became a part of Gentrification's Jeff's lexicon, and they were just not ready. They were not ready for the absolute onslaught. Okay. Jeff actually popped up again about a month ago. And I did not want to engage because I'm like, I cannot, in the midst of everything that was going on, I could not go back and forth with that dude again. Yeah. So, okay, it was Montana. It was Montana. Yeah, Brandy. Brandy on there. Ty was on there. Let's see. I was on there. There's a few other folks that were on there too. Shanda was on there. But yeah, Gentrification Jeff, he effed around and found out, and it was something serious. So he definitely he blocked us all. Then, like I said, about a month ago, he unblocked me long enough to call me Calendar Boy again, just out of nowhere, because I had not talked about Gentrification Jeff since April. And so there we were. So yes, for the first time in the entire almost 2-year history of the calendar, it was colonized and gentrified. And I thought that it could get no crazier than that. I did. But again, if you're going to do it big. And in one of the biggest scandals in the absolute history of HBCUs, Jeremy Smollett. I'm gonna let this sit for a second. We're gonna let this sit for a second, y'all. I want y'all to think about this. I want you to take it in. Now, let me say this. I did not think. Let me go ahead and say this first. I want y'all to see my face so y'all know I'm serious. I did not think that this would turn out the way that it did. I have a student that graduated from FAMU this past May. And when that announcement was made, in my mind, all I could think was, this is transformational. This is transformative. This is a game changer. Wow. This is huge. This is going to take FAMU to the stratosphere. Like, this is going to be huge for a school that was already wildly successful. Damn, this dude dropped a bag. Now let me go ahead and look this man up, because this is clearly somebody that I need to know. Because I'm like, I thought I knew everybody black that had that kind of money. Let me look this man up, because I need to know. And then I went to this thing called Google. And I went to this man's website. And I started seeing other articles. And I said to myself, myself said, huh? I said, nigga, listen. I must have gotten it wrong. This has to be somebody else. Because there is no way that the person that I'm looking at on Google is the same person that just got up there and spoke at commencement. And then I said to myself, and myself said, huh? And I said, nigga, listen. I'm going to keep this to myself for right now, because I don't want no smoke. Because if I'm wrong, they're going to never let me live it down. And the next time I looked up, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. It was 237 million Sonic coins. It was $237 million in Monopoly Go money. It was this, it was that. And what I will say, and y'all can't get mad at them for this, FAMU alums came to the defense of their school as they should have. They had no reason to believe that any of this information was not true. And then that damn board of trustees started coming back around. And then some of your more prominent FAMU alums started coming around and saying, hey, NACA, some of this don't add up. And then the investigation started. And it ain't been right since. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The events of the March in 237 could have taken hold of the rest of the summer. And for what it's worth, They were on several calendars throughout June, July, August, and September. Well, not September. June, July, August. I don't think we have to go down the full road. I think we're okay. I think we know where it ended up. What I will say is we ended last year looking for a head coach. We're ending this year looking for a president. And I support FAMU in this. I do. But y'all ain't gonna never live that shit down. Never live it down. Sorry. Love y'all, but y'all ain't gonna live it down. But I will say there was a funny part to June that did take our mind, I think for about a week. It took our mind off of the Marching Jeramies. And that's when College Football 25, EA Sports, College Football 25, they made the announcement, hey, we knew the game was coming out, and they said, you know what? We're going to feature the marching band standard song Neck on our game. And initially, everybody was like, oh man, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's right. So who we gonna hear play? Who gonna play it? Is it gonna be Sonic Boom of the South? We got the Human Jukebox. What about the Ocean of Soul? We got the Legion. We got Behold. Who gonna BGMM gonna do it? What we got, man? Who we got? We didn't think it was gonna be equally gentrified. When they said Ohio State, their version of Neck, quite possibly, and I actually rather like Ohio State's band, but quite possibly the most unseasoned version of Neck that I've heard in my 44 years on this earth. It's like everything about EA College Football 25 that we would have wanted to see and would have made it hot, they said, we're not involving y'all Negroes at all. As a matter of fact, HBCUs didn't get on there until people started creating the teams and loading them as the extension pack. Was it LSU? But it was LSU? I thought it was Ohio State. And I thought, to be honest, I like Ohio State as a band. I like LSU as a band. But when it comes to Neck, look me in my eyes. I'm marching a core style band. Prior to going to Alabama State, I'm a proud graduate of Gulfport High. I'm a proud marching admiral, section leader of the Batmen, was ranked number 2 tuba player coming out of the state. You mean to tell me you're going to play LSU or Ohio State's Neck over Jackson State, over Southern, over Clark Atlanta, over FAMU, over Bama State, over A&M? Hell, over Valley. Did y'all hear him play it this year? Over South Carolina State, over Norfolk State, over Howard. Nah, son. No. We felt like at that moment, a crime was committed. And someone should be punished. Dare I say, someone should be shot behind that. What we didn't think was going to happen was that Cheeto Von Satan was going to be the one to actually get shot. Because in the biggest I know you freaking lying moment in June, we saw Sorbet Satan get grazed in the ear, take a shard to the ear, He say he got shot. The ear grew back. He ain't got no scars. Whatever it was, he caught out like Ricky. It is what it is. That boy caught out like Ricky. I ain't never seen an old white dude move that fast in my life. Now, they say the bullet was never recovered. And the man's ear grew back. He wore a big-ass piece of tissue on his head for a few weeks after that. But I'm just saying. Now, it was already shaping up to be a bad summer for us, but there was a bit of a reprieve. And I will show you that reprieve when I come back after these messages.
World needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Well, hey Jay, this project might need a bit of zhuzhing. Holla back, Warren.
Please let me know your thoughts. Best regards, Warren.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, you're gonna love this. He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, these cars are going fast, I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
"45 minutes after the hour, you tune into In the Quad with Nick Eden." JSU and A&T. It's 2 days before it's 2025, y'all. Come on. Golly. I love y'all. See, and this is the type of stuff people are like, no, you can't leave the calendar alone because see, that's like this be happening. My goodness, what's going on, everybody? What's up? What's going on, Doc? What's going on, Doc? Hey, listen, man. They've been pretty quiet, man. They are, right now, they are enjoying that ESPN Band of the Year win. FAMU's been pretty quiet. I said let them folks be quiet. Let them folks do their thing. You know what I mean? If y'all just tuning in, we are in the middle of our HBCU Twitter Week review. Now, look, listen, where we last left off, Orange Crush got shot in the ear, and everybody thought all hope was lost. And really, that was everybody that was Republican, because everybody that was a Democrat was like, all hope was lost during the debate between him and Joe. But lo and behold, in August, our HBCU Madam Vice President came out swinging. rally the Divine Nine, rally the HBCUs, rally all different groups within the country, and gave us a little hope into November. Hold on, wait, because are these? All right, we're gonna pretend these are her shoulders right now. Could put everybody on her back. Some of y'all ninjas still didn't vote, but I ain't talking about that right now. But she gave us some hope, and she particularly gave some hope to Howard University. An excellent institution, by the way, but had a couple of things in the news that, wasn't exactly the most flattering, including in September, BBL Diddy getting busted with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Apparently, the diddler was growing up in all kind of cheeks, throwing freak off parties. We already saw the video where he had assaulted Cassie, and they raided this man's house, and it looked like a scene from Real Sex. You understand me? The level of pure debauchery and the stories that came out afterwards. When they arrested this dude, they were like, yeah, you ain't got no bail. There have been people who were on trial for murder and got bail. And old Slippery Sam here couldn't get out. Insane. Absolutely insane. But besides BBL Diddy, we were making our way into homecoming season. And before I go to this next part, let me say, I take no pleasure, as you know who have watched this show, I take no pleasure in the outcomes of this next month's event. But quite frankly, it was the thing that everybody talked about. During HBCU homecoming season, for whatever reason, there was a bunch of locals that decided they were going to be damn Yosemite Sam and start shooting up. Literally, we were averaging a shooting a week at our homecomings. Now, some people didn't like the measures that were taken after that. Don't care. Don't care. Especially at Tuskegee. I'll be honest with you. I wanted them to do more at Tuskegee. And yeah, I'm biased because my daughter is there. But quite literally for a month, they just decided we just going to shoot all this shit up. So, hopefully, we will not have a repeat of this in homecoming next year. I'm just saying. Now, let me say this. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me go to the comments real quick. See, this is why I'm not fooling with y'all ninjas. I'm really not. Y'all are out of pocket in these comments right now. Shanetta. She said that money from Diddy was spent. I don't care what she did. Oh man. Yeah. But I'm not fooling with y'all. All of y'all are off the J. Doc, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Like I said, I had to get it out the first part of the show, but I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Now, y'all already know, and listen, let me just go ahead and say this before I get to November, because y'all know what the hell November was about. Come on now. It was a complete crash out month. Let's just be honest. And I don't know if this means that I'm enabling, but oh man, what happened to my? You know what? Woo! Thought my playbook was stolen for a second, man. Whew. Whew. Almost ruined the whole damn thing. In November, in probably one of the biggest crash out moments in HBCU media history, and I mean crash out all the way around. I'm just going to say this much. We all saw this play out. We all saw this play out. First they did, then they didn't, then they did, then they didn't. Then UAPB said they did, but they didn't. Then the SWAC didn't say nothing. Then the SWAC said maybe they did, but they didn't. It went back and forth for quite a while. There was story on this, story on that. You had a student come and get interviewed. Then he said, I lost my Huddle password and my Netflix password. And then it was, I got a call from Jackson, but it was actually really in Madison. And it might have been a VPN from Madison, and the killer could come from Colorado. We don't know. What we do know is there was a student who came out and said that the playbook was viewed. He was contacted by JSU alums, and that he was a former UAPB player, and they called him and said, we saw the footage. What we know, this is what we absolutely know. We absolutely know that the young man did say that he was contacted and that it was somebody viewed the footage. He also said he didn't want anybody to know who he was. A little shaky there. A little shaky. UAB said, hey, I mean, it was UAPB was like, I mean, it might have been, but it might not have been. I don't know, but I don't want no smoke. Then the SWAC did this. And didn't pop their ass back up until the ESPN article came out. The ESPN article comes out. The ESPN article's like, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. They said the case was closed. Then the SWAT came back out and said, the case ain't closed. We ain't said nothing, but the case ain't closed. And then 3 business days later, the SWAC said, the case closed. And after that, Scotty said, I'm out this piece. November was tearing our asses in half. You understand me? In the midst of this, it had been, listen, from the time that the book was allegedly stolen, we had like 5 brawls. Jackson State beat like 5 teams in a row. Literally, quite literally, with the exception of Valley. And this is no shot at Valley. But with the exception of Valley, everybody that you would have kind of believed Jackson State took the playbook from, they actually beat them. Nobody looked at the conference and was like, them. Now, if somebody would have said they took I'm be real with you. Somebody would say they took FAMU's playbook. If somebody would have said they took Bama State's playbook. If somebody would have said they took Southern's playbook, I'd have been like, I can see that. But I ain't gonna lie, even I got the side eye when they were like, Scotty my dude. But I even got the side eye when I was like, UAPB? Olims? Oh my God. Doc. Hey, yo. No. But again, I can't get mad for somebody reporting what they were told. As it was, oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna get out the comments because y'all are in here on some with I, I'm actually speechless for the first time. Y'all. And finally, when everybody thought that Chinnis and the Dogs were going to bring back the glory for the MEAC taking the Celebration Bowl, their dreams were dashed via Jacobian Morgan and Irv Mulligan. And legendary coach Buddy Pugh, that man just had to think back to better days. He had to think back to better days. Because hey, listen, it wasn't, look, all I'm saying, it ain't work out in December like he thought it was gonna work out. Sorry, South Carolina State. But I told y'all Jackson State was gonna win. Anyway, so y'all, that is our HBCU Twitter Weekly 2024 recap. Let me say this. It has been my absolute pleasure. My absolute pleasure to bring y'all this calendar every week over the last year and a half. It has been my absolute pleasure to engage with the people who have loved it, to engage with the people who have hated it, for all the people who shared it, for the ADs that reached out to me and the coaches that reached out to me in private, and they was like, man, it's funny as hell. For the conference executives who ran for me when they saw me in person, I appreciate every bit of it. Again, I am not saying that this is it's the end of the calendar as we know it. As a weekly calendar, that's the end of it. It just, I can't do it anymore. I wish I could. I do. Maybe one of these days when I get like a staff, and I can have them concentrate on pulling some of the subjects and doing the graphics for the show. I'll be honest, I would love to bring the calendar back at some point. And like I said, I may just, and I think, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, today was the first time when I was putting the last bit of it together. Today was the first time that in a long time that I have felt like real joy and like real happiness. Today was the first time in really since this summer that I felt good about putting the calendar together and laughing at it and just like having fun with it, right? I miss that. I miss that, and I have not had that for a long time. So today I had plans prior to today to just being like, that's it forever. I'm done. But I will say today was the first time that I have like really had fun with it, and it makes me want to continue it in some form or fashion. But as a weekly calendar, it's just it can't go on. So maybe it is a thing where I take the hottest the hottest 7 topics from the month of January, and at the end of January I do a calendar review, or I don't know. I'm not fooling with y'all. I could see once a month. I could see once a month, but and it's two. I will say it's two fan bases in particular. Well, three. I would say it's three because one of them had to come around. It's three fan bases in particular that I want to thank because collectively, I've seen the data on it. I'll never lie about the data here. I would love to say that Alabama State shared and liked the Alabama State alums did that more than anybody. I would love to say that. That ain't the case. It's just not. But if I'm being transparent, if I'm being honest, the three fan bases that have been the most engaged with the calendar, and it's pretty easy to see one of them here in the comments today. Jackson State, Florida A&M, and North Carolina A&T. Y'all three as fan bases have been the most engaged on the calendar. And even when I'm giving y'all the business, even when I give y'all the absolute business, y'all like, hey, man, you know what it is? It's, you got us. It is what it is. And I will say that y'all are 100%, all of you, everybody, all of my SWAC family, my MEAC family, SIAC, CIAA, HBCUAC, CAA, OVC, all of my HBCU family. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Y'all are directly responsible for this show existing. I've said it time and time again. I wasn't going to go back into podcasting. After I stopped my print on demand podcast, I wasn't going to go back into podcasting because I was completely burned out. Y'all are directly responsible for this. And y'all have listened to me get up on this platform and bitch and moan. And today cried and y'all are still rocking with me. And I appreciate it. And for those who don't rock with me, hey, that's your business. I appreciate you. I'm going to mull over this. Let me explain something to you. I am not hiring Ed Reed. I wouldn't hire Ed Reed for anything. Not going to happen. He ain't going to crash out. Talking about, so I came here and this camera ain't even working right. No, we ain't doing that. But I appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the support. Tomorrow, we're doing our Tuesday Top 10. I wanted to try to get this vision board party, this virtual vision board party done before the new year, but I don't know if tomorrow evening will be too soon to do it because I can't do it this evening. So I'm going to put up a couple of dates on Twitter that y'all let me know. I'm telling y'all now, it's going to be a pleasant experience. I'm going to have breakout rooms. It's going to be so much, and we're going to actually sit down, and as an HBCU family, we're going to have our visions put together personally and professionally. And I want us to start the new year off with a bang. If it's a mess, if y'all come in talking some mess, I'm going to kick you out. I ain't going to hold you. If you come in being messy, you leave all that stuff at the door. Leave all that stuff at the door. But we're definitely going to do the vision board party. We're going to do it on Zoom. This is not something that's going to be broadcast. This is something that is for our HBCU family to put our visions together in 2025 because I want to see all of your dreams manifested. Also, this week, I'm going to be unveiling some new shows I have been working on developing. Some things that are going to be coming. Some of them are going to be exclusive to YouTube. Some of them are going to be on the HBCU Plus channel on UEN app. Some of them I may even do some Twitter exclusives. But I'm gonna reveal that slate a little later this week. And as always, I want to thank y'all, and I will see you all same time tomorrow. Take care.